Nike and Under Armour have been taking over the sports world by storm since 1964 and still surpassing limits that no one could even imagine would exist. Which do you choose, Nike or Under Armour? This is such a debated question that companies and athletes have asked themselves for a long time. Our research has revealed that there is more to behind just the logo that you have on your shirt.
We chose to study the organizations Nike and Under Armour. Geneva and I support both companies, so studying the differences between the two seemed relevant and interesting. Under Armour being founded by a University of Maryland alumni also directly connected us with the organization. The goal of our study is to understand the difference between Nike and Under Armour on a deeper level than just brand preference. We wanted to look closer into the history, branding strategies, internal differences between the companies, and how they are each so successful. Studying the differences between the two companies has allowed us to understand their basic differences and also to see the success of an established company versus a newer company.
Kevin Plank, University of Maryland alumni special teams captain for the Maryland Terrapins football team, founded Under Armour in 1996. He created the company after many frustrating years of having to change his shirt multiple times to practice during 2-a-days. After much research on synthetic fabrics, Plank launched his new company out of his mother's basement in Washington, D.C. 1 year and a few trips up and down the East Coast later, and Under Armour had made a $17,000 profit, well on their way to becoming the next big thing. In 1998, Under Armour planted their headquarters in Baltimore. Their mission statement is to make athletes better through passion, design, and the relentless pursuit of innovation.
Nike Incorporated was founded in 1964 by a nationally respected University of Oregon track and field coach, Bill Bowerman, and student-athlete Phil Knight. They created Nike based on the idea that they could make better shoes for runners. Nike's mission is to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. If you have a body, you are an athlete. Nike has repeatedly made well over its projected revenue and has been highly successful over the years.
We collected organizational documents such as financial records, company policies, management outlines, and other public records. We also examined recent blogs, past vlogs, videos, and newspaper articles. By examining both organizational documents and media documents, we were able to study logistics, official records, statements from the perspectives of both organizations, and also universal opinions from an outsider's point of view. The outsider point of view can come from personal blogs, newspaper articles, consumers, competitors, and sponsors. We analyzed our data by comparing aspects of Under Armour to those of Nike. For example, we spent a lot of time comparing the two organizations' branding style by looking at advertisements and other business collateral. We analyzed the managerial structure of both companies all the way down to the smaller employer groups that handle certain sectors of their companies. Examples of these are community initiation programs that both companies entail. Foundations such as the Nike Foundation, Power in Pink, and many more each create subcultures in the companies, changing the entire dynamic of the culture. We wanted to make sure our research for both companies has some similarities so we can make our comparisons fair and equivalent. Comparing most recent organizational structures allows us to see how a more established company like Nike is continuing to thrive and how Under Armour's organization approach is allowing them to keep up and surpass standards already set. Collecting data regarding reputation, endorsements, sponsorships, and opinions on preferences allows us to analyze how each company is viewed nationally and internationally by all those who are affected. We also created a survey that allowed us to obtain data directly from our peers to see how they perceive each company and who they prefer. Our wide range of data gave us an idea of how people our age in our area are influenced by these companies, both physically through their products and emotionally through their marketing strategies.
We found that while Under Armour and Nike both pride themselves in being innovative brands, Nike has more of a focus on diversity from an internal and external perspective. This could be due in part to the fact that Nike is an older and more established company and has had more time to develop. Under Armour embracing innovation may be due to the fact that it's a newer company that needs to focus on surpassing the precedents previously set by Nike. Under Armour's core values focus on passion, design, team, innovation, and the willpower of athletes. Kevin Plank's reputation as a former football player at the University of Maryland means that he understands the importance of a team, change, research, and excellence. It makes sense that Plank would revolve his company around high-quality research, creating products that reflect the change in sports performance apparel. Under Armour not only releases innovative products, it is innovating the way it supports and helps the community through projects such as the Wounded Warrior Project and Power in Pink. Under Armour supports these foundations through profit, through high-quality performance products, and through the creation of awareness. Nike's core values include innovation, diversity, inclusion, and progressive design. The organization does a good job of incorporating these values, and its social norms follow. For example, Nike has employee networks designed to provide a support system for minority employees. Nike also strives to work with diverse employers, such as minority and women-owned businesses. These efforts of diversity and inclusion create subcultural teams in the workplace, uniting the organizational and individual identities. In any organization, culture speaks to what is natural, normal, and right. Nike has worked to better the accepted social norms and patterns of assumption among its employees. Both Nike and Under Armour have strong cultures that are constantly being incorporated by managerial leaders. The managerial structures of the two organizations are similar in that they have executives and a board of directors to define the corporate culture. Leaders who are highest up in the hierarchical structure make key company decisions. This maximizes efficiency. While Nike and Under Armour have similar leadership structures, their current leaders are very different. Kevin Plank, the founder and current CEO of Under Armour, is an emergent leader. Phil Knight, the co-founder of Nike, is not the current CEO. Mark Parker joined Nike as a shoe designer in 1979 and has since moved up to the position of CEO. According to Lecture, emergent leaders tend to be more productive than appointed leaders.
Although Nike and Under Armour have many similarities on how their companies are structured as a whole, there are many differences that set the two apart. Under Armour has a huge focus on being a team. Employees are part of the Under Armour team. The organization is a huge corporation with an executive team making important decisions, but their culture is highly revolved around the aspect of the team. If you are not making executive decisions of the team, you are part of your team making important decisions revolving around your specific project that you're working on. Making the concept of a team part of the organizational culture is important and essential when maximizing the effectiveness of all the employees. Larson's research on teams has proven true to Under Armour's team throughout the company. Their goal of innovation and willpower is clear throughout, and the whole team is driven by their results. Whether they are driven to make a new shirt line or find a product to aid veteran American warriors, their results are the motive to innovate and produce. Through observing corporate videos and interviews, it is clear that the team members are competent to work together. They enjoy their peers and the teams they are a part of. Working in a collaborative climate with competent team members creates an effective corporate culture. Under Armour's standard of excellence, along with the past precedents set by other companies, drives them to keep surpassing their competitors. Support from external consumers and organizations, such as sports teams, professional franchises, and events such as the Olympics, create credibility for the company, as well as confidence in what they do. Leadership by Kevin Plank has empowered his team to support the brand that he has established and continue to drive the company to the top.
When Nike had its sweatshop controversy, in which it became evident that the organization's international facilities had conditions that were unsafe and unethical, Phil Knight created the Micro Enterprise Loan Program for local women who wished to start their own businesses, among other community efforts. Essentially, Knight tried to go above and beyond. Instead of just correcting what was wrong, he offered his factory workers more than they probably expected. He incorporated a task force through Micro Enterprise Loan Program to fix the long-term problem of how to fix Nike's damaged reputation. He incorporated a task force through the Micro Enterprise Loan Program to fix the long-term problem of how to repair Nike's damaged reputation.
One lesson we learned from our research is that organizations become seasoned with trial and error. Many older organizations have a more established management, while new organizations are still trying to figure things out. Older organizations may be able to better incorporate their key values because their managerial structures are already organized. Nike has had very effective marketing styles that appeal to both athletes and non-athletes. Because Nike is a house brand, it has a lot of prestigious athletic sponsorship, such as 2014 Winter Olympics and the NFL. Nike has done a great job of international expansion, acquiring competitive soccer and baseball sponsorships overseas. Under Armour has done a great job as a newly established corporation on making a name of themselves not only with their products but through their sponsorship and endorsements of big name teams and athletes that are proud to wear Under Armour. Ray Lewis, Notre Dame, University of Maryland, and countless other collegiate sports perform in Under Armour. With media being so prevalent in the generation in which Under Armour established themselves, they have utilized it to its fullest and made it clear that they are a company here to stay.
Nike's previously mentioned sweatshop controversy was a major setback for the organization. Word about the problem spread like wildfire, and no matter what Nike has done to fix its image, the facts still remain. Some people said that Phil Knight didn't do enough or that his response was insufficient. While Nike has managed to turn its image around somewhat, the company will never be the same. Under Armour had a major issue involving the 2014 Sochi Olympics. Their Olympic skin suit was promised to decrease speed skating times, and results did not equate. Because of this issue, Under Armour will have to focus on gaining its credibility back through more accurate and new products that will produce promised results. This knockdown to its credibility will reveal whether the organization will be able to use its marketing abilities and establish support to bounce back. Our recommendations for stakeholders is to buy and invest in the organization that they believe in, whether it is Nike or Under Armour. Whether you are showing your school pride or looking for a new training shoe, you should support the company whose values you agree with, whose products you like, and whose brand you wish to represent. There truly is no right or wrong when it comes to Nike versus Under Armour. The goal of our project was to find the key differences between Under Armour and Nike's internal and external organizations. After researching, we were able to find the drives and motives that keep these companies striving for excellence on a daily basis.
We studied the effects our marketing and branding strategies had on their products. We found many failures, but way more success.
Which do you choose?